Hello, my loves. We are live with day 58 of the God Wants to Talk to You challenge. And we read and we contemplate and we read again. Dear God, what would you have me know about wealth of love? My love, wealth of love is your natural state. You are beings of love, looking at a world built from love. With this lens, you come back to your original state. You begin to see what is truly real. My love, you have nothing to fear. This lens has become your natural state, and now you will share it with the world. Remember, the greatest gift you can give somebody is to be present with them. Your presence alone dissolves illusion. Your presence alone elevates thought. Your presence alone opens people's hearts. What you are giving humanity isn't intellect or tools or how-to instructions. You call people into the moment. You call them into their hearts. You call them to me. All simply by being present with them. Do not worry, my love. Your presence is priceless, and you will love simply being with people. It is all about love, remember. The key, the journey, and the destination. Love, God. So, Wealth of Love is an offer that I have out. And it is 7 days where we focus on opening your heart. And it is the practice that I have been doing with these letters for years now. And it has become, I wanted to say a daily devotion, but that's not enough. It's a moment-to-moment devotion. I just recently have added a more intense version of this in my own like way that I look at life, where I was like, okay, so even in moments where something goes wrong, like when I observe something and someone is, doing something that triggers me, for example, or saying something that's not nice or whatever, can I, when I see that, in the moment, as quickly as possible, train myself to come from the mind judgment into gratitude, into the love for whatever the situation is, forever, whatever the person is. Can I switch that? Can I train myself to have the eye of love? Which it's hard to even put into words how different life feels when we look at it with an open heart. It is crazy. Like in moments where I, either worry about something or I'm angry about something or I try to figure out something, not even triggered, just like, okay, so how do I make this work? And I get lost in my mind. The key and what propels me into like a whole new reality, into a whole new world where new ideas, brilliant, amazing ideas are available to me is when I open my heart. And it is always something that I have to force myself to do. Well, not always, but I think, yeah, to a degree, when I am in a contracted state, the worse it is, which now that I've trained myself to snap out of it as quickly as possible, like when it occurs, I actually don't lose myself in it anymore, but it takes training. It takes awareness, presence for those moments, and then also just an absolute devotion because our brains are just so good at clinging on to something that bugs us. And so when I am in a contracted state, and I've been there for a while, for whatever funny reasons, it is sometimes like I have to push myself to do an exercise where I know my heart will be opened again, and it fascinates me. It fascinates me that this is part of the human experience, that is our nature, which I don't know, perhaps at some point it's not anymore. Let's see, I'll keep you posted, but for now, for who I am now and how I see humanity now, when I'm in a grumpy state and someone is me because I have the tools myself, I know what to do, hands me something where it says, if you do this, your heart will open and then you don't have to be angry anymore. There's a part in me that goes, "Ugh, but I don't want to." What's the freaking alternative? To stay angry? Well, and we can just continue, like move on to being angry at ourselves because we're the ones holding ourselves in the anger, which that is not smart. That is not evolved. That is not wise. Mm. Yeah. So, whenever there is a moment where I look at a thing, the world, a problem that I want to figure out, a person that has, I don't know, triggered me, whatever, I can, when I'm in a contracted state, meaning my heart is not open, like inside of me, it's not all fluid and like loving and open, but just like this feeling. I can look at the thing, at the person, at the moment with all my smartness, all my intellect, absolute awareness, and I am unable to see the truth of the matter. Because the truth of the matter will only reveal itself to me when my heart is open. And that is what we do inside Wealth of Love. This is 7 days dedicated to opening your heart, to training yourself, to look at whatever occurs in your life in real time, but then also what is in your life happening currently. The way you look at yourself, the way you look at all the things that are part of your life right now. And I I don't every time I do it, I can't even believe it. Like every time I am in a contracted state and then I resist it, but then I take myself through an exercise, let's say a breathwork session, which that is the most powerful. And I go in and every time I'm like, it's probably not going to help. And every time I come out and the world looks completely different. And it's amazing. And it's amazing, amazing, amazing. And I have been dealt this deck of cards. Is that how you say it? Because I don't get dealt a deck of cards out. A hand of cards probably. Um, and part of my life's journey is just to find and choose this path on my own for myself. Like I have made myself do that. I have brought myself here on my own. So now you get to have it. You get to have it if you choose to embark on this journey for 7 days with me, one on one, you and I. We will have the Telegram channel. We will have a breathwork session, which, guys, it's amazing. It's amazing. And then we'll have a call at the end of the week But the most important piece is that we will devote ourselves to looking at your life through the eyes of love, through the eyes of God. And then the letters from God that I channel, which I channel them for me, but whenever I entangle with somebody because I'm having like an intense conversation, someone has just shared something with me that they're going through, then automatically the letters that come through are for them too. And I feel it. I feel that there's a message for them too. And then I share it with them. And every time they receive it, it's the most beautiful thing. Because sometimes we we kind of know, like, okay, so what would love say? What would God say? But we kind of like we cannot open. That's the thing. What I said, like when I am in a contracted state, it's so hard to open my heart and to get myself to a state where I can actually receive higher wisdom. That happens through a breathwork session for me, for example, which I don't do often enough. I could totally do it anytime and every time because it's so powerful. But when I really find myself in a stuck place, it never fails to snap me out of it, to open my heart. Mm. And then everything looks different. I am a receiver then because my frequency got heightened through the heart opening. I can receive higher wisdom and greater solutions for any problem. Like creativity spikes extremely after a breathwork session like this. Because we're just connected to the higher realms. And yes, so this is Wealth of Love. I'm very, 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 very excited to share this with you. And message me. The price to join currently is 333 euro. And it's 7 days, one-on-one, you and I, exclusive, private. The eyes of God, the eyes of love on you, on your life. It's going to be extremely beautiful. I can't wait.